Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? What's up? Your grand old flag, your high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. Are they done? Ready for battle.
Your troops are ready.
Go! Valhalla isn't in hospital.
Busy. Let's rock and roll. Do you want the blues? I am working on it. It was awesome. Let's rock and roll. Don't disturb me.
Commander, are ready.
You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave.
Trust them. This is only an appetizer.
We got you.
That mosquito.
Hey guys and girls, welcome to HunterBBQ Livestream. Today is the second day, the Sunday of the combat build. So you can see that target actually have 2 CC. On the left side, basically the lilith and some of the XYT ready there. But the right side they recently built. So one of the XYT ready there. So actually this is the place that actually I plan to jump, but this guy really jumped there. Okay, not too worry about it.
What's up?
You can see that combat build point I have about 11.5 million point. So came over here to support this lilith. So also try to gain some point as well. It's not much time left because the CC almost done. Once the CC is done, then we are able to jump. So only 7 minutes left to jump there. So it's perfectly that everyone's gone away. So I can just jump now. The perfect time now is
Take a look at that.
gasoline.
Be aware that I already set up my officer for defense. Basically my super heavy can set up 2, but I try to not, because I already plan for my super heavy to go out and let anyone to kill it. That's why my super heavy is supposed to be try to be tankier instead of having some damage, so that my super heavy can take more damage from the enemy side. And so this aircraft on the air, so let's take him down.
Break a leg. Break a leg. Let's land this sucker. Let's land this sucker.
You can see the enemy base also supporting this guy. It's not very good. Instead, nothing much to worry about that. So let's withdraw a little bit more across to not losing too much.
Well lathered is half shaved. Break a leg.
So I will try to set up something, so I just withdraw everything that I have now.
Break a leg.
If this guy come over and let me kill, I just take it first.
Well lathered is half shaved. Break a leg.
Get ready. So basically I just wait here because I already held up the scene. So all they can do is try to kill me, or else I have no chance to kill the CC by now.
Commander, your troops are ready. Our garrison will defend us.
I think the enemy side already aware what they should do this time. That's why they try to gathering before they try to move out. I think that is quite a good choice and a good move as well. Because if they are not rushing to have CC now, actually they can gathering better and try to kill me at once. So I need somehow to be aggressive, but there's a lot of air frost. Maybe I can take one or two of those first. The front side activity also can aggressive as well. If this base empty base, basically I can take it down. So once I take this down, basically I find more time so I mean the CC progress well because it's just a 30 base, so it's not worried about that. You can see that one of the guys already tried to activate my base, so that is good things for me. I can be very super aggressive now because it's activated. Thanks to this guy, so I can move my troop out and be very aggressive by now. So anyone try to attack me, you can see that my base instantly reacted to that. So not to worry, even though I'm using some artillery, it's acceptable. And the enemy side try to use some bomber that is not much damage to me, to too worried about that, and I have to withdraw my super heavy. Just make sure that I inside my base range, and you can see that my base easily try to be activated, and Axis try to be aggressive now. You can see that my Air Force is quite weak, so basically I have to put them out and withdraw, not to let my Air Force die too much.
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
Down to attack type. Stick around. Ready, sir. Your troops are ready.
Commander, our garrison.
So basically I can continue to play with my archery, but I saw that my archery HP is a little bit low. That's why just now I let the archery to have some recovery. You can see it's still out of the range, very hard to kill the enemy.
Now is the time.
So this guy is moving, so I try to kill whatever is moving first, just to make sure that the moving one die. So not moving one is basically idle, so for them, and not moving too far away from the defensive line. You can see they try to withdraw. So I can continue this process. Basically I can be very aggressive and not let them to regroup easily there. That's how they feel the pressure and not going to have a simple regroup and try to kill me at the same time. I also let my archery charge some skill so I can kill this archery instantly with the skill. So I have a second charge that I can kill this archery as well, but actually this is not the 5 rate, so I'm not too worried about that. So basically I can kill them now. Because kill more archery means there are less firepower to kill my base, so there is more priority things to kill. And whatever others than that, it's okay to kill as well. So there's too much Air Force in the air, so I have to withdraw a little bit more. Just make sure that not let my Air Force die. Basically I can just move my Air Force in and out. The penalty of that is my Air Force can heal, and whatever Air Force in the field, in the air now, they are not healing. So they are just taking damage and injured there. So I can continuously take them down. The best you try to take down the bomber first before you take down the Air Force. And also you try to fight them beside your base. So whatever that try to attack you, your base will do some assist as well. You can see I'm not so worried about my Air Force. As now I can take down the bomber, because the bomber have no way to counter my Air Force. So it's supposed to be okay. And some of the Air Force have mistake fly over and let me kill them freely. Alright, so about the power, basically I have higher power, but they have just too many Air Force, so not going to let my Air Force die. But you can see I really withdraw some of the time because I stitched down one base of the enemy, so we have more time. Even though I die, then you have more time to jump back. Another benefit is that I have one more space because here recently have a base and the base goes down.
Our garrison will defend us.
Basically nothing much for me to do now. I can wait a little bit while take a relax because basically I just want to gain the point. It's almost there. Not sure whether I can hit the 30 million mark or not, but without war it's very hard to achieve that. And see, I already having some queue yeah, from here, so not a bad idea to come here.
Damn mosquito.
Commander, our garrison will
You can see basically they have a lot of air frost that in the air, but not really doing anything yet. But the ground ones seems they start to move, so I can try to do something right now. I saw these other trees try to fight with my tree, so I can take them do something like that. If the other tree moving too far away, I basically can ignore that, not to let my operations. I can just reposition my tree to make sure we can attack. So someone tried to activate my base again, so thanks to him, all my base were activated. So remember, always kill the other tree first. You can see them. And whoever try to attack your other tree, try to throw it and kill this. I'm not sure what happened. Okay. At least that's something. I don't see any more much from the archery, so it's supposed to be okay for me to stand up. And my super heavy is still doing his job on the outside, so it's okay for that. And this is archery, so let's do that as well. Yep. And this definitely is archery, definitely do that. And this. Yep, so done. This one, but it's quick one, so not too worry about that. You can see some of my troops dying, but not too many. A lot of them try to focusing on my super heavy. It's good for me because they not kill my base, so I can stand here longer. So some of the guys try to run away, you can chase them by popping out. I'm not sure why my fighter is already outside of the base. There is a lot of mistake. Let's draw them, not become too aggressive with that. Let's move out my fighter again, take out the bomber. Move over here because here I have 3 sets of fighter that do not want to fight them yet. And some of the weak one is here, but I'm not sure how I'm going to kill them. Yeah, so this one try to fight me, but he have 2 groups, so it's not advantage from my side. I just probably more. So I want to play aggressive now, but I wait for my super heavy to be trained back to be 100% again. And some of them try to kill my fighter. That's not an issue. Let's withdraw this one and put it out again. So it's time to withdraw them because too many fighters flying in the area. Actually, I can kill them later on. So always aim for the lowest power fighter that you can find, so you can kill them easily. And some of my missions are done, so also try to do the mission, not to miss it out.
I always outsmart my
And
prey.
of course the resources trap. Make sure I collecting resources.
Can't make bricks without straw.
You can see the enemy is a little bit far away. Another XYT will jump in, so the wall become decided, I would say. That's why I have to be very aggressive by now, otherwise my teammates will take all the points. Let's move back a little bit more and try to kill the enemy artillery first. You can see I put another set outside of my base, so it's not all my artillery sit inside the base and do nothing. Yeah, so I put more outside so they'll start to attack. You can see that. So whatever they try to fight me, actually I have an advantage because I have more artillery. Even though some of my artillery will be dying, not a problem, because I know I'm going to win this one.
This is only an appetizer.
And this guy, Pila, is trying to fight a bunch of Air Force in the air, so I try to support him and let's move up. So some of the bombers try to kill my artillery, so I try to save it back. But you can see my fighter is start to die. It's better for me to retreat. Actually, I just start supporting Kila fighter as much as I can, but I'm not going to lose too much reserve. You can see how fast the fighter going down with the reserve we have.
Let's land this sucker.
Go, go, go!
But also try to kill a lot of enemies fighter as well.
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
Ready for round. Your troops
So I think we are doing quite okay. Just clear some of the fighter in the air. Basically, no one try to be a ground attack at these hours because we have two super players standing on the ground, and we are just playing on the air by now. You can see the enemy fighter is focusing on my teammate Kila fighter, so my fighter basically is free killing all the enemies that I can. So it's about free kill, so I can be more aggressive for my fighter to jump a little bit further, just to make sure that Kila is not fighting alone. I'm here supporting as much as I can. So we are clear all the air that we can by now, and no any regroup for the enemy side. So basically only one fella try to put their put his ground troops to be regrouped. Other than that, no one's else doing that. There's no chance for them to kill us. We can stand here all days long. So you can see the power of the friends up, because Kila was about 2 mil powers. He can take all of them, but one fighter is not enough to kill a bunch of fighter. That's why I try to jump in and help him. That's how we can clear everyone else. Just 3 fighters. So each of the fighters basically give us some kill. About the point, I'm not really sure because they say there is I think there is a point again. So now I finally hit the rewards that I want. But 28.8 is another challenge that are not very easy to hit. So I'm not sure whether I want to do that, because you can see all the enemies went over. So since I already hit my target, so I will just leave all the points for this my teammate Kila. So hopefully he can join the queue here. I think I done my things here, and you can see the enemy try to storm me. It's almost like 20%, but not reached to the 20% yet. You can see I have 80%. You see the enemy side is doing quite a good job that kill most of the Kila's squad. That's how you should always aware that the enemy from the B side is online, so they can do an instant damage to you. That's why you have to be very careful with that. Other than that, he's still okay because he's took down one enemy base. So perhaps more time from STC. So So if enemy have no way to remove me or my friends pillar in this ground, so they have no way to kill it, and we are all standing here forever. Basically for us it's not a loss because we are not losing anything and we are doing the combat kill, so basically we just 1 point. From the enemy side, they maybe not losing anything if we also not trying to kill them, but you know that Pila is very aggressive playing style. He will just take all of them one by one so that he can gain more points. For me, I'm not going to win the battle on the event, so I do not need a lot of points, even though I'm top 1 in this combat field. So I already hit the combat field with this extra 10 statue and 1 city plus. That is enough for me, so I will just take a look how this Villa doing. This set 2 troops again.
You told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? This would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting?
Ready. Fight. Good luck. Ready to ball. You'd better believe me. Why by requested? Sir, your troops are ready.
We see that this guys try to attack my teammate, so I can definitely take his base, but He's also redraw in time, so I'm not going to do that. It's best for me to retreat by now, because just like I saw his troop that are having the full charge ready, but once his troop get to the base and the full charge ready become reset, so I'm not too worried about that. I just show him that he's not free to come over, and Hila is also here, so I try to do some support. Basically, you can see that I just use one archery to attack, but archery will die too fast. That's because of this Hila doesn't have a super heavy tank. That's why no one basically tank for the enemy. That's why all our archeries die so fast. Basically it's not necessary, but you know, he's also not trying to attack by now, so I'm also not sure what exactly he's want to do with it. So it's not very worth for us to trade off 4 of my group and I think 2 to 3 of his group and 2 group of his. My enemy just relocate instantly. That's why we are not going to attack and kill some of the online people with this kind of technique, because after the trade off it's not worth. I saw him try to attack, that's why I tried to support him, but you know, pay off some of the things. But I would say here is really done, because the enemy not even try to do anything at all. I can take this one for 3 kill. Just move my super heavy to kill it, and I'm not going to stay here long because I already hit the point that I need. Basically I can move to the other side. But even though I come to this side, it's not much to do as well. So sometimes it's a little bit boring. Even though you want to have point, but the enemy doesn't want to give you point, then nothing much you can do about it. So you can see the battle report is 100% not work. I die about 4 group class. Enemy just about 12 of the reserve. That's 100% the worst attack that we have. So sometimes you try to help your teammate, but you also sacrifice a lot, because your teammate make a mistake and you also jump to the mistake together. So sometimes you have to understand whether you want to support him or you not to support, because we are not urgency to kill the enemy CC. Basically we can take B to B, more advantage to kill the enemy longer time, and also try to show off some of the PvP skill, but the enemy already gone, so nothing much to show right now. I think it's just basically siege and that's all. There's also some of the good example to show whether you want to do something or not, and what's the result you're doing something with skill, or you just randomly, or just press attack. Because some of the time you think that the skill is not needed, but actually when you have skill, you have better gameplay, is much more better than for anyone else to play just press attack. Like this one definitely is a mistake, because it doesn't wait for the enemy base to attack his super heavy before he try to use archery to attack. That's why his archery got the counter attack as well. Also, it's not urgency for him to attack. We can see most of his archery is still moving and regroup back, but he's also quite urgent and rushed to attack the enemy, and now he's got to pay off his whole super heavy groups that is not fit until half of the enemy base. That is not good trade-off, because you know the enemy is offline, Otherwise, this enemy will try to support his teammate or try to do something at all. But now you can see this enemy just do nothing. You 100% understand that this enemy is offline, so try not to rush to it because he won't go away. And even though if he's online, the result will be same. You kill him, he relocate. So why you want to rush to it and get yourself killed and not the benefit? That's why you have to always understand you need to have a full group and not to make a lot of mistakes that cost you a lot. So I take that guy now so I can make my group back to the base. So since I have a airlift, so maybe I can come over this side just to show that how to kill the guy with the attack mode. And I think this high power guy also try to do something. Yeah, so he tried to attack. So maybe actually I can jump here to support our teammate. So when I do that, I think half of the HP of XYT. I'll do that just to see how this guy do with a high power of 100 million power to attack 50 million power guy 1-1, and XYT is offline, this guy's online. So let's see how this guy can take him off instead of what I done, because I did my 67 million power to kill this 100 power guy off during his offline. I took about 4 to 5 group of my super heavy to kill him. Not a lot, but at least I did something to kill a high power guy. But let's compare that high power guy, how long he take to take out a low power guy compared to his power. So we have some comparison and also understanding how the game works with this 3.0 update, and heard of some of the 4.0 coming soon. But I think that is supposed to be a next year, because some of the mood and some of the update is not updating to the game yet. And heard about 3.02, they start to fix something. Maybe there is still a lot of things for them to fix before the 4.0 go live, because each time they update from 2.0 to 3.0, even though 1.0 to 2.0, there are a lot of bugs that they are not fixing at the correct times, and bugs accumulated a lot of problems, lagging bug and a lot of incorrect display things. But that's fine. I think this guy is using exactly the same technique I use. Wait for your super heavy to be a full group, so you can attack and do a full artillery siege at the same time. But I am a little bit disappointed with his damage, because one time is still not a lot. It's almost like 20%, almost the same that I have to his 100 million space account. So you can see the difference between the setup that you have and not the correct setup. So I have about 4 archery, and one of the archery is not maxed out. The other 2 is 200 level, but it's not 7.2 yet, it's 7.1. And this 100 million power guy, I can see his face. Now I can see his face, so you can see that he have 3 set of archery and 1 set of rocket and 1 super heavy. So I think he already maxed out 4 of them, otherwise it wouldn't be 100 million power, because I'm already 60 over. I already have 4 group maxed out of 200 levels and 1 group not. That's the difference. But for him, he also take a long time just to charge back all his troops. Now he tried to set up and do the second time attack. So I let him attack a little bit more. So this guy also gets some free kill. You can see he's killing the enemy super heavy, and this super heavy, you can see the position is on the rear. So he's not trying to move the super heavy to have a front side facing the enemy. And I'm not sure how he get his artillery die. You can see that not only his super heavy, but his artillery and some of the rocket also die. So that is a little bit error, I would say, from this guy, that even though you have a strong account but you doesn't know how to play it, you're still losing what you should not lose. And let's see this 52 million guy, I mean XYT, whether he have a strong defense or not. So he have one ATG that basically can kill the super heavy. So we are aware the archery is different color. So one is Liberty, the other one is the Marshall, as is the red one. So this one I think is I think it's the tank hunter. So it's one super heavy. So basically he have about two things that can kill the enemy super heavy, because you have tank hunter. Hopefully this tank hunter, I'm not error with that. And ATG, the anti-tank guns that 100% kill the super heavy. But this super heavy, every time he try to put it out, he's really have a wrong position, so the ATG can take the advantage to have cannon station. Second problem is that he using this using the Percy for this super heavy. I think there is a lot of error that he's trying to do. I'm not sure what he's trying to achieve here. Maybe he's thinking that the 5 clip will work, but actually it's not working at all, because anyone with this 50 over millions power, I would say 100% of them already max out our AA gun. Once we max out our AA gun, basically we have +3 grade. That means whatever the enemy try to touch our base, whatever things inside our base, even though it's tank or rocket or whatever, it still will attack the enemy. Whether you are 5 grade or 6 grade, not the problem. That's why I can be so aggressive to play just now. Anyone try to attack with my base, that's why I can move a little bit further away. So I think this 100 overpower guy is not even understanding how the game works. That's why he tried to test things out maybe. But this also proves one thing: whether you are the strong power guy without knowledge, and you are the strong power guy with the knowledge, is 100% difference there. You can be a better, or you are the worst one. So like me, I'm not very strong at our server, because compared to our server, I'm just server rank. I'm just about 13. So maybe it's strong, maybe it's not very strong, but a lot of people are stronger than me based on the power. But compared to the skill, like this guy, just now the killer, he make me die a lot of my troops, that even though his power is stronger than me, but you know, sometimes the teammates play wrongly, play mistake, then I also pay off. And can see he tried to do exactly the same setup with Percy and Jack Spanner on the second. I don't think that is the correct one, because the best one he can try to do, I would say the best setup for Super Heavy is supposed to be this Spanner plus Angel of Light. This is the OP setup by this update and current update. If you just have this max up, you can try to play the O1. Try to put Spanner on the first officer, and second one push Guardian of True. If you do not have Guardian of True, you can put Spanner, and you can put this what you call Winter Huntsman on the second one. The main reason is this Huntsman and the Guardian of True, they're having almost the same things. The resistance, damage resist. Huntsman, yeah, let's see, Huntsman also have damage resist. That's the things that you want to put on your Super Heavy. If you put Percy, basically Percy have to do nothing to your Super Heavy, because this one is damage that you do not need, and this one is you need to be inside your garrison. So 100% both of the skill is not going to benefit your Super Heavy. But definitely you have additional 20% of durations, but it's not very OP, because reduce the damage of 50%. Of course, it's bigger than 20% of extra your HP, because you are extra 20% HP. But the enemy's damage is not going to reduce, as is how it's compared. More HP is not equal to better than have more resistance, because resistance is 5 group of the enemy attack you will be minus 15% instead of you just plus 20% of one of your HP. So this 100% not the things that you want to put to the super heavy. And plus damage resistance is not something that you can resist 50%. It's the blast damage. That means whatever try to blast your super heavy, you can gain the 50%, but your first super heavy that already died, so no point that you have blast damage to resist. That's why I just try to, I already did videos that tell you what's the best setup for super heavy. So I just remind that the best OP setup for now is Spanner plus Angel of Light. The second one can be Spanner plus this Feather of Truth. Third one can be Spanner plus this Huntsman, Winter Huntsman. Yeah. So this is the 3 setup, but Percy is definitely not the one that you should put it in. And why we have to put the Spanner on the first officer instead of put on the second one? Because each time you attack, the Spanner will charge the skill first instead of this Percy charge the skill, because Percy charge the skill is just give you damage. But if you can see, the Spanner charge the skill first will give you a heal. That is definitely better than give you a damage. But if both of them charge healing, of course it give you even more healing, that much more better. And you can see one of the XYT guy already tried to support here, so I do not really need to jump over here, kill this guy, because our XYT already there supporting our teammates and they know what to do. And I think this guy is just lost, he's not even moving at all, and his super heavies are facing the real one to the enemy, so he's not gained 100% of his armor. You can see the super heavy inside the attribute that you can see armor. The front, you can gain 100% of your own armor, so the enemy cannot penetrate you. But on the side, left or right, you will almost have 190, and on the real one you have 170. The less ammo you have, you will penetrate the highest damage from the enemy. So if you have highest ammo and the enemy's penetration is less than your ammo, it's basically that doing 50% damage to you. So that's very important information. When you're trying to fight, you try to fight face to face, not to the real and the enemy's front facing to you. And this side, I'm not sure what the enemy try to do. They instead they just repair it. Basically we just wait for our allies to do something. But you can see most of our allies being cleared off by the enemy. But that's fun. We're not trying to kill the fun. And you can see this 100 over millions power guy. You can't do a lot of things to kill even though 50 millions guy. And this one is another 50 millions. So I say the version 3.0 is quite a fair up to, quite a fair update to the game, because the highest power no longer can kill the lowest power guy without sacrificing your own troops. That's why you have to always careful about what you're trying to do and try to contribute, because you have to sacrifice each time you try to take actions. So almost there, we have a point to get this Alliance chest. So I will show how to kill him offline, so I can try to show how to kill him online, just to make sure that basically offline or online I also can take him off even though he's 100 over millions power. Basically it's not a lot of people in this game is 100 over millions power. Basically I think it's less than maybe 10 or 20 people that have this kind of power. I think it's less than 10 for all the server. Even though server 1 I don't see there is any 100 millions power players in server 1, but fortunately that server 2 we have 2 person that have 100 over millions power on the world rank. You can see, and the third guy is not even hitting the 100 over millions. It's 94 millions. So I think server 3 and server 4 also didn't have that. Maybe have or not, but just 1 or 2 guys. But I heard about server 10 to server 20, they have 3 to 5 guys that have 100 over millions already. But I will say all the server combined together not even having these 10 persons that 100 over millions. I'm not sure this guy whether he's still online or he's already offline, because I killing him offline again is nothing to prove, because I already killed him once offline. I want to kill him online to make sure that what I try to do is correctly to fight someone strong. It's online, I'm online, so if he's this guy, but if you need it, I hope that you can kill the millions power before you kill him normally. To his supply and kill him. Wait for him to do something. Instead, I try to kill him 2 times offline. So this XYT is also aware this enemy is empty base, so taking off is a very good choice. But he can use this tank hunters to support as well. Since this is an empty base, so you can use full force to attack instead of standing there doing nothing. Because any damage is dealt to the enemy as soon as possible. And there, do nothing. And your super heavy should also try to go in and attack the enemy. That's how your spinner can give you a heal. Instead of stand there, your spinner doesn't give you a heal, that you are wasting the skill damage and still healing as well. There's a situation that you should always aware. If the enemy is empty, you just go all in, no need to hold it back, because you're on the advantage side. But now you're doing this is disadvantage to your side, because your super heavy will die because you have a healing skill but you're not trying to use it. You just stand there and let the enemy do you. So that's something that can be improved. So I'm not sure. I think this 100 over millions guys is offline already, and can't kill a 50 millions power guy of XYT. So I'm not sure what to say until he's back again. I'm not going to kill him offline, I want to kill him online. There's a little bit challenge there. It's quite good to see enemy do something now, so I can try to either killer when you're not still here. Just support of my teammate. He's complaining me not playing with my ski. Because I'm doing the live stream now. So you can see the enemy try to use the bomber to attack. My fighter is already there with the bomber, and my ground troop also supporting my teammate, because I know there is not a lot of enemy on the ground, so not worried that my troop on the ground will get killed. So I done the support, supposed to be okay. So I can withdraw it, not to let it on the ground, let enemy kill. My Air Frost also killed the bomber of the enemy, and my husky continuously complain me. So this enemy try to use his fighter to kill my fighter, but he doesn't know that my fighter is stronger than he is. No problem to kill him. Yeah. And my teammate also aware, he also put some fighter to support me. So it's definitely a victory there, small one. But from my side, my husky is complaining me, definitely a loss, because somehow my husky is very angry. that I just play with the game, doesn't play with her. So very disappointed that this guy is offline now and not going to kill the XYT that actually he can, but let's wait a little bit while to make sure that he online, then I can jump in somewhere to head up one-on-one with him. Besides that, there's nothing much to do in this city, and I already hit the points that I need in second last reward. Because the last reward the chief, and I'm wasting. That's why there is no more, not a huge thing that you can kill. Better you not hit that, waste your time. Is time equal to the rewards, that whether you think it's worth or not? For me, I think it's not worth, because I have to take about 48 hours to hit that last few times that I did in my compatriot. So I'm not going to do this time because I need more rest and more time back to my life to do my lifestyle things and the family days as well. So more and more our allies try to jump in to repair the CC. I think that's good for them. But if they stay offline, it's very easy for us to kill them. But I'm not going to do that because we already have 3 XYT on the site. Basically, I just left them over to let our member to gain the point because I already hit the point of the compatriot. I'm not going to steal any point from teammates that we can find on the map. But killing this guy online is another achievement. I try to do it on the videos just to make sure to show everybody how to do it correctly and more efficient that you can do. So this is the report that I kill the enemy and support my teammate just now. Kill some of the Air Force and not getting my troops killed. This is the one that I try to support Hila, but all of my group die. That just blow up one base and the enemy instantly relocate, that you gain nothing much from that. So that's the difference, that play correctly and not correctly, that cost you a lot or cost you not too much to achieve the same thing. So really nothing much to watch here. Instead of watching a few base standing each other and not doing anything at all, so maybe I can go over here and try to attack his base, and hopefully he somehow get a notification of someone attacking his base. He can be online and try to kill me or something. Then something to do maybe. Right, since there's really nothing much to do now, and somehow I find my tasky, so let's do the things that I jump over and hopefully that guy get online. So let's see what's the best position for me to land. I think here it's not going to fit my face. Yeah, here can't fit. Here right? Yeah, it's good to see him online now, so that I can jump over here. Alright, so I can jump over here. I can just let him know that I'm here. So be careful that I try to fight with you online versus online. Also not to let him block my face to deploy. So everything on the success. Let's do the first thing, the resources.
Turn it into gasoline. It's progress in the making. You can't make bricks without straw. It's progress in the making.
Unfortunately, that he ran away. It's too bad that he ran away. I just want to fight with him online versus online to see how it goes and how to do a proper online versus online player, but he chose to run away. That wastes one of my elite to come over. Have no achievement at all. It's very weird for a very strong account just to get away. And he sees someone just 67 million power, and he can't even kill this 52.2 million XYT. Very disappointed from this guy that not get the challenge and he tried to run away. Even though I know that I'm going to die, I still jump into the enemy side and do the things. But it's okay trade for me because it's almost like 1-to-1. I do my airlift jump in and he do his airlift to jump out. So I waste one airlift, he's also waste one airlift. So maybe he jump back to the other side. If that is the possible things to do, maybe I can jump here as well. Yeah, so he jumped here. So he tried to kill this guy. It's good to have that because at least I still can find him instead of searching the whole map. Hopefully he doesn't want to jump out again. So I can see what he's trying to do. He almost get his super heavy done. So the plan here is very simple. We try to attack our teammates, then I jump in. So I just hopefully I can snipe one or two of his troops. Maybe not, but even though my troop die, is still okay because my base is still standing. But hopefully it's not going to run away this time because I almost run out of my airlift. I've left 2. I believe he have more airlift because his VIP is higher than my VIP. If you look at the VIP, after the VIP 16, I have 2 VIP, so teleport plus 1 more. And if you are somewhere around VIP 20, you plus another 3 airlift, so we will have 8 airlift to jump. That means I can jump 5 times, you can jump 8 times, so definitely advantage there. So I think he's super heavy, almost there, so he will attack soon. So also preparing to jump at the correct timing, just to make sure that I can support my teammates and kill some of his troops, and also not getting blocked by the blocking grade from the ground, and can set up my base almost the time. I can solve these buttons to make sure his archery is out. So before I come out, so you can see I already have a red line to attack his archery. So you saw that he instantly withdraw, but somehow I saved my teammate. Maybe not. But very quick correct these resources again.
Take a look at that.
So if he still jump again, I won't chase him because it's very sad to continue chase a higher level power people around the map. So let's do some of the missions because mission running on time. Not going to waste it. And those missions give me a statue if you're aware. So it's very important to do them continuously. So sometimes the mission might be a bit expensive to do because we have to keep on refresh until the correct setup that we can use to get 100%. But comparing to get a statue, about 50 to 100 gold, you can get a statue. Actually, it's very cheap, so refresh is not a problem. But I mean, unfortunately, it's very unlucky that I didn't get the mission yet.
As I said, shells don't have eyes.
Yeah, now get it.
Fight with glory and honor.
So it's no big deal. So you can see that guy, he jumped up again. So I do not know what he tried to do. He just avoiding fight me. I think he jumped back to the other side and tried to fight this offline guy. Maybe not. This time I'm not sure where he jumped off. But it's very sad to see a very strong account worry and scared about fight with anyone else, because I think he should have advantage to fight. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to fight. So I already chased him 2 times, so he also went out 2 times. This guy asked me to come over. I will say alright, I can come over because I have armor and I have setting. Not going to step too much from this guy. You can see he's instantly redraw, but he asked me to fight, but he don't want to redraw. Also not chasing too deep. It's very weird for me because I still have 1 lilith left, not the problems, and I do not really need the point. I just want to show the fighting online one-on-one.
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
Alright, so we have some free Q here, so let's take it.
Stick around. Let's land this sucker.
So take this armor off, at least some of the free Q. Yep, got the free Q.
Heading home.
And not sure where's that 100 over millions power guy jump over to which side. Maybe they try to set up the CC or something. So basically it's very hard to chase the guy off the map. But I'm not going to jump because I do not want to waste the last and only lilith until another 8 hours. I did my best to show how you should fight with this online guy, but I don't think the result is the one that we expected. You want to fight with someone and someone ran away from you, and I don't think that is the correct response from him, because let's say he's somewhere here, I'm somewhere here, so basically he can just fight with me even though he's losing. He still can kill a lot of my troops, and his pace going to recovery even faster than mine. If you are aware, the VIP actually give a lot of buff to whoever is on VIP 20. You have better firepower, your HP, your training speed, and of course some of the recovery for your reserve, something like that. And previously we have something like recovery or pace faster, but I'm not sure that the game removed that. So from this side, actually he can try to fight me and kill some of my troops. And even though from the side here, he also can do the same thing. I think his space take about maybe 5 to 6 hours to be 100% HP back again, or even faster. So it's not necessary for him to run away if he know how to play defense. But now I'm become a little bit lonely here because not much to do. So let's move my base away. So I think anyone see my base moving, they will just do a surprise jump over and try to kill me and block my base to destroy. Already aware this is the situations, but nothing much I can do unless you do not want to move. But I just want to show the video how to fight this online guy. I think this guy is online, even though he's not very powerful by now. But you know, having someone online to fight is better than continuously kill someone offline. That's the things I want to show. So he's tried to use the bomber and he retreat that. So okay, he's retreat. Otherwise I will use my fighter to kill him off. Yeah, so he's tried to change target or something. So let's set up my base somewhere here. I'm not going to set up that since my base already next to the locations that I want to set up. Let's do that. So now I will try to fight with this guy. 100% he is online, and I can try to kill this offline guy first to ask him try to give you a challenge. So you want to heads up or not, it's up to you. I want to put my fighter out to make sure that I take some of his armor. Alright, so let's fight our troops back to the base. The main reason is because I want to change some of the setup. This setup is basically for defense setup. So now I want to be an aggressive attack setup. So I want to be April on the first one. The second one is Anthony. The third one is war machines and huntsman. So this is the siege setup that can gain the most damage from my current setup. Basically, Guardian of Truth is not good for archery, but because I have Guardian of Truth max skill instead of that adder, it's not the max skill. So this difference, that's why I try to swap them. Even though this adder give me a 7% of attack, but 100% I was sure that the damage from the skill is higher if I have 12,000 instead of this 700. And this White Wolf, I have 12,000 as well. So that's the things that I try to use. So basically, my main point of damage is skill damage. So another guy come back and try to kill this guy for the 7.5 millions. It's not a problem because even though they kill him, I'm still here looking. So it's good for them to have achievement and try to achieve something. But I really wanted to fight one-on-one with that 100 over millions power guy to make sure that the one-on-one skill is not bad from my side. So this guy tried to kill the empty base. 100% this XYT move his troops outside. Yeah, so his troops outside. So the enemy side tried to do a counter attack to kill his empty base. So it's a very good cash from him, and another good cash from this enemy as well. So cash 2 of the empty base. So let's see what should they do. So basically, if you see this kind of situation, the first thing you want to do is so the first one try to relocate out. It's not a good choice The second one, just stand there, do nothing. The best response for this is relocate your base, not with the airlift, but just move out your base. You want to move inside to the territory, but go nearby to your troops or move far away, because when your truck moving, basically the enemy cannot charge their skill. So whenever the enemy cannot charge their skill, basically they get very hard through your base. So if your base is empty and your troop is very far away, you can always try to move your base. And you can see now from this side, airlift to the other side, is you are wasting one airlift and achieve just to get away. But if you just relocate your base, basically you can save your base and not going to waste your airlift, and your troops is not very far. It's from this side, he's almost halfway back to save his base. Basically if he relocate, move his truck somewhere over, then you do not need to use the airlift just now. So there's something that you can try to be improved next time. If someone try to kill your empty base and your troop is outside, then you can do this. Hopefully this trick or tips can help when someone having the same situations. So this guy just jump over here, just stay, not doing anything. So let's do the things that I want to do. So I wear this guy is 100% online, and his setup is 2 artillery, 1 super heavy, I think 2 of the medium tank. So he's try to use the armor again and use his fighter. So nothing crazy there. So I move my super heavy over and I show him I want to kill this guy, but I know that 100% still will come out and kill me during when I siege his teammate, because he's not getting any pressure but his team getting the pressure. So he's very free to use his artillery or anything he have to kill me. So at this time I can use another technique, that is the 2-1 or the 3-1 technique, to kill him. So to use this technique is you try to have a squad team. So you can see I just selected 3 of the artillery to attack this guy, so he will 100% come out and attack me. And I'm aware that I didn't use my first artillery to attack the siege, so I have to change the setting again to make sure that Anthony on the first one and war machine on the second. And because this is a siege, so I put the Emperor on the first and this Huntsman on the second. So this is the setting that for me to siege and do the 3-1. 3-1 means I have 3 artillery to siege, but 1 artillery is stand here and do nothing. So basically this artillery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have a 5 grade. Basically can be somewhere around here. Yeah. So if this guy try to assist, my artillery will kill him. If there is 1 or 2 of the Raven, is much more better. Like this one, I have Raven, so I use the artillery to kill the Raven. So basically my artillery really charging the what do you call it, the cooldown and the artillery skill. Even though the skill is off, but my artillery cooldown is already charging. And another thing is the skill from this you can see from here. And another thing from these small machines is the ultimate. Once you have a skill already, you have plus another 10%. That's why you try to have some ravens on the field and let your artillery attack and kill it, so you will activate another 10%. But it's not very important by now, because I just want to show what is the 3-1 technique. So let's move my other set of artillery here. So this is 4 grade, and here also can be 4 grade, but this side is too nearby to let this guy kill. That's why I try to be focusing on the other side here. So anyone this guy try to attack my archery, he have to go through my best archery on the field. But otherwise he just look at his friend get killed. So now let's do it. Also aware this guy also have a full troops inside his base, so I'm not going to take a lot of damage from that. I try to have charge, then get back everyone. So you can see my first group is still standing there because this guy is not online, he's offline. Otherwise this guy try to put one troop outside, my archery will attack, then his base will kill my archery. So there's not a very good choice to do this during the enemies online. You can see he try to fight with me. I can kill him, no worry. So this the power of a 3-1 or 2-1 if you doesn't have a lot of archery, or you just have 2 set of archery, you can do 1-1. That means one super heavy, one archery reach the target, the other one just stand there and wait for the enemy attack you and you will do some counter attack. So I just put my archery outside again, and you can see this is the 2 mil, is 3.5, and this one is too near to the enemy. That's why I want to swap over to make sure the strong one stand near to the enemy and not the weak one, because the weak one is easier to kill. So you do not want to have your easy one to let the enemy kill. You need to have some strong one to have a fair chance to survive, and so that my strongest one can kill the enemy. That's the things that you do some trade-off. So let's do the trick again. So you can see I'm doing the trick again. Make sure that I withdraw my super heavy when there is a first skill charge. Yeah, so I do almost a perfect one. My super heavy doesn't even die a single tank, but I still do full damage to this guy. And this guy just very worried about dying his troops, so he not even move out. That's why you can see this setup is very strong. And after your super heavy go in, you can instantly to put it out again, just to make sure that no one try to target your archery. Instead of someone try to attack or play pinky panky with your super heavy, then your archery will kill that guy. But you can see this guy just one hit away will die, but no need to rush for it because my super heavy is still healing the HP. You can see 80% done, but the game is frozen now. Yeah, so almost there. I can set up my 3-1 again. So you're also aware I'm not going to use the 4 set at the same squad. One of the reason is when you try to do the garrisons, all of your troops will move out back to the base. But basically I just want my super heavy stand on the battlefield to let him continuously to fight, not going to save all of them to go inside. And the game is getting very lagging. So the best is try to restart the game, so you're not going to have a mistake like now. It's very hard to track everything. So let's restart the game. Make sure that the game doesn't really hit us, that make us a lot of lagging, and so the game's lost. Because I'm not rushing to kill the enemy. If you're rushing to let's say you're building your own CC, someone blocking your CC, then you want to kill them as soon as possible so your CC can be built as soon as possible, then you should try to do things a lot faster. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not very rushed to kill the enemy. I just enjoying do some explanation what you should do during what is the situations and what you can improve or try to have more skill to do, instead of everyone thinking that nothing much you can do between the fight of the enemy. So there's always something that you can improve, but you should always understanding why you want to do something like this instead of A and B, because there's a good reason that you should do this and not doing that. So let's do back the same setup. So where actually I can put my archery here, if my archery is too nearby, the enemy can do a 5 troop going out and like all attack this archery, then my archery might die. That's why I try to be very far away to be a 5 grade, and my 3 archery is super far away from the enemy, you can see. So there is no way from the enemy have 5 grade to kill the archery on the other side.
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
So now I can kill this base finally. Let's kill it. So I do not need to withdraw this time because I know one shot this base will go down. So what I need to do is try to kill the enemy archery, just to make sure that the enemy doesn't have archery counter back to me. Yeah, something like this is good enough. So, and then he's relocate, but not a big problem. So now I kill one of the offline guy, and the second thing I want to do is kill this online guy. So the first one, you want to know that you want to kill this online guy, you have to have a good what do you call it, you have a good location to set up your base. Otherwise you are not in the advantage to kill the guy. Like now, if you can see, basically my base is just next to his. There is no more gap already. So my resources truck coming back. So let's wait a little bit more, and this guy's almost die. No problems. I can take off the enemy soon. Let's wait for my resources truck come back and I send it out again. Then I do some explanation again. So the new event is going to collect the bunker, but outside of the master, that's why I'm not trying to do that now. So 100% this guy is offline. So let's see whether he's have defense. If not, so he have defense, so I'm not going to kill him easily. But his setup is not very strong for his defense, so I can take him off, no worry. I just want to show you how to kill this online guy first. Waiting for my resources truck. And the setup I will do is the same one. I'm doing a 3-1, 3-1-1. Alright, so let's back to the explanation of how we should do with this PvP on this online guy. So the first one, you have to identify that whether you are the strong guy or you are the weak guy. If the strong and weak is very easy to identify, is that comparing your power and the enemy power. So there is definitely a level grade that there's level 1, 2, 3 that you can set. Like anyone below 30 millions, basically their defense is supposed to be very weak. And I think maybe some of them not even having the full set of the air gun, so you can still try to do the 5 grade. But anyone past the 30 millions power, they might already have a max air gun, so you do not need to test that. Definitely they have the defensive, but still not very strong, and on 30 million marks they might not have the max the Anthony. So this is the level 1. And the level 2 is whoever have a 50 million power, they should have a max Anthony and few of the max officer as well, and some of the very strong defense. So you should always aware that you try to fight someone that are below 30 millions or above 30 millions or the above 50 millions. Anyone above 50 millions is almost max everything. So like me is 67.2 millions, almost max everything, but still not having this max 5 group of 200 levels. So you will be aware that anyone 70 millions power above should have maxed out everything. Then is the 80 millions power and 100 millions power. 100 millions power is the top rank on the game currently, because not many people having that power. So after the explanations, the second one is the positions. Positions for this one-on-one is very important, because if you can see, Now I try to move my super heavy out. You can see my super heavy out have to be moved a little bit further from my base. If I move in out, take times, so the enemy can take about 1 or 2 extra shots to kill your super heavy. That is why you should not let base position is very worst position. And I try to chase this armor down. Basically I can help my friend there, but I'm very lazy since I already on this one-on-one thing. So this farmer already getting away. Those are not good things for me. Yep, my base somehow pick up 1 or 2 there. Let's drag it over here. Here. Yeah. Right. So back to the explanations. So you can see from my base to the enemy base is about 4 grade away. That is not the things that you want, because there is certain angle and certain position that you can do. It's just 3 grade or 2 grade away from the enemy. That is much more better. But I want to change my position now. If I do this, like now, I try to do this. You can see all my troop is on the same area, and I do a relocate. It's very obvious the enemy can come and kill me, and it's not a very good thing that you try to move your base and enemy kill you during this process. That is of course much more better options that you can do to relocate, not going to let the enemy kill you too much. Is set up your troops facing your enemy. The first one, you want to have your strongest tank go to the most nearby to the enemy the possible. So if the enemy try to attack you, they have 2 options. The first one, they try to put the attack unit on the side or the rail on behind them, so it's very far to your truck and they're not going to block it because it's very far. Even anyone try to move over, your super heavy or your tank is trying to kill them. Second one is run to put some of your strong artillery or your strong defense on the process on the middle of your movement. So when you're moving on the middle side, not all your troops is standing there, but some of your troops really set up on the process, so it can be protected. Like now I want to from this side move to this side because I saw one of the base I stitched down can be here, so I want to swap over the positions. So I can do this. You can see I have better positions to move my base instead of all my troops having the same positions, maybe a random positions, and I can start to move my archery. You can see now the enemy try to move out, and instantly my troops defending, and he have no choice and he have to move it back. And now I can have successfully moved my base over, and the enemy have nothing to do, and he's very worried and not going to stop me to relocate my base. So I have successfully moved my base from one location to the other locations, and I didn't even lose any troops because the enemy tried to stop me just now, you can see, but all my defensive unit responded instantly. So that is one of the things that you should always consider. What is the area or what is the destination you want to move over? Then you can do some setup to do some defensive setup. So you can now see that I can touch the enemy base and instantly get back to my base. Instead of from here, I have to move my super heavy 1 or 2 grade away from my base. Then I cannot do the instant get back. So this is much more better positions for me to do a one-on-one online. And also aware that my fighter is too far from my base. If someone try to kill it, my base cannot be supported. So let's move my fighter back a little bit more near to my base, just to make sure that yeah. So you have to know that position is very important. Like just now, I just do a little bit different setup before I do the relocate my base, the enemy have no choice and no chance to kill my base. And I'll wear some of my fighters low HP, so let it go back and do some repair. Of course, the guy asked me to kill him. It's not a very issue because this is what I'm going to do. I try to fight with this one-on-one and online guy, but of course I need to explain a little bit more before I go into the process, so everyone know how to do an opening. When you see someone you want to fight, what is the information and what you should really do before you try to fight someone. The first one, you have to identify that whether he's strong or not strong, he's on what category. So he's on this 30 millions of growth category, but he's not 50 millions, so it's very easy for me to take down because I'm the strong guy. If 30 millions, he also 30 millions, we are on the same situations, then it's not very easy to take him because both of us having almost the same fair chance to take each other down. So that's the first thing you have to be aware. Second one is the positions. Your base and the enemy base positions have to be you try to be near as possible. But if the enemy is the strong one and you are the not the strong one, you are the weak one, I think just now the position is much more better because each time the enemy try to attack you, he have to move his super heavy away from his base, try to attack you, and your base will take more time to kill him, or even though you can move one grade back from the enemy. So the enemy have to take an extra step to attack you, and you can kill his super heavy or his artillery during this process because he cannot do an instant jump out and jump in just like this. But actually I'm the strong guy, so I want to be near to the enemy as near as possible, so I can do this jump out and jump in. And because I want to be the attack side, I want to be the attacker, that's why I want to have this advantage, jump in and jump out things. But if I want to be a defensive side, I do not need this because I'm not going to attack the enemy. I just want to be more very defensive. That's why the enemy have to be very away from me instead of let the enemy kill me. So he tried to kill my weak Air Force, so I retreat my weak Air Force, let my strong Air Force take the fight. Then I put back my weak Air Force out again to take that fight. So it's become 2 on 2 because the enemy having this armor and the Air Force. But I'm not too worried about that because I have my base support as well. So I take down his armor and take down his fighter, and not losing one fighter now is not a big deal because he's lose the whole group of his armor and going to lose the whole group of his fighter. So for me, I'm having a lot of advantage for this. So just to make sure. So I think the explanation for the opening is very clear that what you should do and how you should move. And from me, I want to transfer my location just now. I already do some of the setup, and that is proven is much more better than just do this thing and also choose like very randomly jump place and then we can cash it off after that. So you have to be aware that whether you want to be moved, you want to stand, and you want to move, you have to know that the enemy is high, 100% they will try to attack you. Block your trap, not to let you stand on it. So now I want to do the siege to attack this guy. So he is 100% base HP, I'm almost 100% as well. So if I just drag my super heavy now outside, you can see my super heavy actually is facing side or facing rear to the enemy side. So if the enemy having anything that have pen station, like this one is I'm not sure this one is what, I think this one is tank under, this one is medium, and this one is super heavy. So 3 of them have cannon stations will penetrate my super heavy because of the side and the rear will not gain the 100% of this ammo. You can see 310, but it's only for the front. Side and the rear you won't gain the 100% of the ammo. That's why you always face to the front. So doing the drag out is something random, and you can do something like this. 1 grade away from the grade you want to stand, then you move over, so you are facing to the enemy now, so you will gain 100% of the ammo. And of course, every time you try to take a fight, you have to set up correctly all your officer So I reset up all my officers correctly, not to make them wrongly. Then you have this advantage. Even though when you have an advantage, you're not going to give it away. Then I reset up my super heavy already. Always try to put your tank out before you put your artillery out, so that the enemy cannot snipe your artillery because your super heavy is already on the floor. But of course, if enemy try to attack your super heavy, then it's okay, let them attack. Then your artillery can go out and kill whatever on the floor. So now I reset up my artillery here. So anyone try to have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anywhere, somewhere here I can kill. I want to kill this also. That's why I try to move one more break in, just to make sure that if any enemy have anything somewhere here, I can kill them. But if two front, like this one, enemy put artillery here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, he can have all of the target to kill my artillery. That is not a good thing for me. That's why I move one break back, even though I cannot cover all of them. The reason is because I can move in and move out my artillery, so I'm not very worried about enemy try to do something here and try to kill my things, and I have nothing to do. And of course, remember there's one extra thing to make it better is activate the cooldown. Let's say now we have a Raven very nearby, so I use my artillery to kill it on the low level, not going to summon a high level that can kill your artillery or make your artillery weak without HP. So now I kill this artillery, my artillery, I kill this Raven, my artillery is already activated to cool down faster. So anything come out from the enemy side, my artillery will shoot them instantly instead of wait for 4 seconds. That is one of the tricks that you should always be aware. And if luckily that you have more Ravens, if you have more Ravens, basically you can even charge the skill. When you have a charge skill bar, the enemy try to fight with you, you can one skill off them, they will die. So there's something that you should always aware. Try to use some Ravens. So now let's do the trick to kill the enemy. Let's put my artillery up to make sure that the one is not very near the enemy side. So I already put my setup. Even though I let the enemy see my setup, it's not a problem. Even though enemy know what he should do. If he jump up now, all of my troops will kill him, but I can just threat whenever the enemy aiming to my base. If enemy not going to react anything, I will just let's do an emoji, say like this maybe. Then always remember to select the siege group that you have, select them all of them, because they have retreat instantly, otherwise they will get killed by the enemy base. The one that not going to attack is okay, can try to stay there, but also try to move one grid away or save it back, because now is the different situation. If I attack now, the enemy try to defend and he put some of the troops outside, and I can use this offline, this idle actually to kill it, not a problem. But the problem is when you retreat my super heavy back to the base, and 3 of the artillery also back to the base, and you are notice one of the big problem is that this artillery is attacking the enemy troop, but the enemy base is activated, so the enemy base will somehow kill your first group, and that is the things that we do not want to see. So the max range from the base is 6 grid, but from us to kill the enemy are 5 grid. So whatever you try to do, the enemy will have a chance to kill you. That's why you have to be very aware that during this is the process during when you are siege, the enemy come out, and when all of your things going to back to the base, your idle or your extra this artillery also shoot back to the base, not going to be outside. Because if he accidentally attack any enemy by accidentally or even automatically, then the enemy base will kill it, and that is not the things that we want to see. So I think the explanation is very clear. Let's do it one time and see how it's do. So now I siege, not going to see anything So I select all my troops and then just going back. And you see, during this process, because my strongest archery is not going to attack the enemy and I'm not doing a lot of damage to the enemy, but I also noticed one thing is that I didn't lose anything at all. So I just take more time to do this repeat process. Then I'll take down the enemy without any loss. But the enemy have nothing to do. If he try to defend, my offline archery will kill them. You are aware that now I try to put my archery even more away from the enemy base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 grid. So this is 7 grid away because I count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 grid. I mean, plus my archery is 7 grid away from the enemy base. So this is the safe area that I can stand. If enemy try to put anything out, my archery attack, the base won't attack my archery because it's out of the range. That is the things that I try to do. So until the smoke off or you heard about the sound from the enemy, all of their troops back to their barrack, then you can try to do the second times of the same thing because the enemy base is deactivated, so you don't need to worry. So I can move my archery back to the positions that where my archery can kill the enemy, try to defend. Because this is one of the things that when we have this setup, you can see when we have this setup here, enemies only defense style is try to siege one of my archery down or even try to fight my strongest archery one-on-one. But if you try to all of them attack the enemy base, then you are not react fast enough to kill whatever coming out. That's why I try to have one offline. So whoever try to come out and attack me, I can have this archery to kill them. Instead of they try to pop up and snipe one of my archery, then I have nothing to do. But let's continue the process just to make sure that this is working. And I select all of them just to make sure that I can retreat all of them at the same time. So you can see I successfully do a second round and not losing anything at all. And enemy have nothing to do, even though he can snipe any of my archery, but he try not to do it. If he try to do it, then you will see how's the strong one. You have one archery stand outside offline, and I'm not losing anything because I'm not dying any troops. I still consider killing the enemy base, just take longer time. I have my strongest archery to do the offline because I want to have my strongest archery to kill the enemy one shot or two shot. So if you have your weakest archery on the field, enemy can use their strongest troop to kill you, and your weakest archery cannot trade off anything, but your whatever other troop might die. That is not worth for this process. That's why you have to always try to be one offline is the strongest archery you have or the strongest troop you have on the field. If you doesn't have a lot of archery, you have field tank, you can do something like this. Put your strongest tank here, and this one, let's say this maybe this is mediums or this is tank hunter or something, then you can put somewhere here, also next to your base, so not too near. So if the enemy have something like here, here and here, this area, then you can still kill them with your these mediums or this tank hunter. But of course the artillery is the better because artillery can do some AoE damage. Just show you this. Artillery have AoE damage. That means if enemy try to use artillery, come out and snipe one of your artillery, basically your artillery can kill them better than your mediums or the tank hunter, because medium and tank hunter is one-on-one troops, is killing one unit each time. It's very slow, but archery can 1 or 2 shot to kill the whole group of the enemy archery. So there is difference that how we should do. So let's do the third time process. And you're aware that each time I also try to swap the positions, because this is the weakest archery I have. I'm not going to let it to stand too front. so the enemy can kill it very easily. So now let's do the process. All of them. Make sure my super heavy doesn't die, and I still do the damage. And I see I continuously do some damage, and this guy has nothing to do. He's just standing there. And enemy side also not doing anything at all. Just let the CC held by me. Also not seeing any other activity. So here having 3 XYT and we are waiting for lights to build and burn the enemy CC, so we have time to worry about that. I think after the explanation, everyone stage depends and so hopefully everyone can hear.
That hunter isn't in hospital.
So 100% this guy can do something to snipe my archery, but because of the better setup, then I don't think he will trade off. Just hope that he do it one time just to show how powerful this kind of setup is. It's basically something to show.
Our garrison will defend us.
So it's too bad that this offline guy become an offline guy, so I'm basically killing an offline base instead of killing an online base. But you know, patience is one of the key. When the guy show you he is offline, he might be offline all the way, but he might be online halfway. So since I'm not losing anything, it's just in the process I take a longer time to achieve the same result. But as long as I'm not losing anything, actually I can enjoy the moment to kill him, so not going to worry about too much. And the enemy side, they are 100% surrender, not going to storm me down or do anything funny. So basically a lot of them is take a lilith here, come over and not doing anything. I can take them off them down one by one slowly. Let's move this here. Mistake because my square not in the position yet. Yep, now in the position, swap this position, attack this guy. Get off them, attack the second base. So now this guy is less than 50% of his base HP. I think about 3 times to 4 times going down. Even though he relocate instantly, it's not a problem because I'm not with point. I already have 5 points enough. Not going to hit this 28.8 millions because very hard to achieve. Basically, you can do something like this, put your super heavy on the ground. But one of the advantage that you do this is that if the enemy base is on the activated state, and you try to put anything nearby the enemy base, if the enemy try to attack your troops, then your enemy base will be activated longer and continuously, like forever. So you try not to let the enemy have a chance to delay the process and try to continue to activate this base. Then you have to wait longer time and not going to siege him anytime after the base deactivated. So some of the process doing this kind of thing is very boring and very not a convenient thing to do all the time. But skill is something that depends on weird move and some of the things that are not very convenient, because not easy to do means that is skill. Not everyone can do perfectly. That's why we call it skill. If everyone think that it's very easy to press all of the troop, press attack, and press garrisons, that is the thing, then everyone no need to have skill, no need to have knowledge about how you can be better and improve your gameplay. That's why some of the process and some of the setup is very hard to do. That is it's a normal thing, I would say, because skill is something that not everyone know how to do correctly and perfectly, and not going to do every times perfectly. Even myself also have some mistake. That's why skill is something that you should always practice and try to do it perfectly each time. And even though in the process is very hard to do, but doing it correctly is the key to win. Instead of you think you want to do some shortcut, you want to be more convenient or more easy to do the things, but you are getting more losses if you're not doing things correctly. That's why I already feel about 80% of this guy HP. I'm not losing a single unit. That is how I aware that continue this same process, I will take him down with a 0 loss, might kill one or two of his troops. But if you are the one that building the CC, now I'm holding the CC actually. If I'm the one of building the CC, you do not want to lose a lot of ammunition. A lot of people will try to enter here and try to kill you because you are building the CC. But I can kill one or two guys without losing anything, so I can take the war longer because I have more reserve than the enemy, and my base doesn't suffer any loss HP and not suffer any unit loss as well. Some skill that we should always aware. Even though I take a longer process, I'm not very worried about it. Now I'm still not using my strongest archery to kill the enemy base. I know this is not very efficient, but just want to make sure that the enemy doesn't pop at the halfway and try to kill your archery or snipe your archery, then you have a loss. That's why I want to have a fair chance to trade. I have one offline archery. If anyone try to snipe or try to give me a surprise attack, my archery will give them a surprise attack as well. That's why even though I take a longer process, no problem. This one is supposed to be an offline phase. I can kill him with my strongest archery later on. And this one I'm not sure whether it's online or offline because it's still one of the XYT now. I think this line 100% is offline because it's not even having a full troops. So that is very easy for me to take them off. So there is another trick that you can do during this process, is that you identify that one of the guy, like this guy identified he is the one that online, so he 100% will get killed and relocate instantly, so you will get nothing. So if you are the one that basically you want to earn the point from your combat drill, then you can try to put the base down to red color or maybe like yellow color, and you can leave him alone. Like now you can see the UTC is about 5 and 51, so you can leave him about 45 minutes or up to hours, or maybe 30 minutes or 20 minutes, 30 minutes not to attack him. So this guy will get very frustrating about he was thinking whether you want to kill him now, so I can relocate somewhere and put his resources truck, go out and gather the resources, or you suddenly become offline. So he will be very frustrating now because I'm not going to kill him now, so he are not going to relocate and off his game. He still have to be online with me because I'm doing a live stream, so I'm not very rushed to kill him. Even though I can just off the game like 1 or 2 hours later, I can continue to kill him. So he become an offline from an online player become an offline player. So once I catch him off guard during his offline, so I can kill the whole group of his troops. Instead of I kill him now, then he relocate and I gain nothing from is this guy, because he's also waiting me to kill him so he can relocate free. But some of the guy aware this kind of trick, usually they will do another things is so if this guy he aware that I'm doing a live stream, because I'm actually doing a live stream, so you know 100% I'm online, I can kill him anytime I want. But the problem is that he doesn't know when I want to kill him. That's the biggest question in his mind, and somehow he need to be offline. He needs to rush to work or rush to sleep or need to have personal time or think that the game is too much. And he doesn't want to have his whole group to get killed during the offline process. Then he have no choice but to waste one of his allies to get away. And the situation for me actually is better, because now if I kill him, I did not gain a lot of base HP from him. Instead, I give him a free relocate that he can relocate somewhere in the map, and I can't kill anything from his base. That's why I try to let him live a little bit more time and let him have a confusion in his mind whether I want to kill him now, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, or 15 minutes, or maybe 2 hours later. So he can't online with me at the same time until I kill him. So he have two choices. First choice is he try to relocate now. So I will say he will waste one ally just to get away. That I already achieved my purpose, that I waste one of the enemy ally. The second choice he have, he can cancel all his troops, so I can kill his base without killing any troops. It's the same thing, I kill him now, he relocate, I can't kill anything. So the second choice might be better. But if he do choose the second choice, he cancel all of his troops, then I can't kill anything. I kill his base only, he get a free relocate. It's a good choice. But if he also during the process offline, then he will losing the time of gathering some resources. So whether he choose A or B, I still have upper hand. And of course, the best scenario is the C, that I can catch him off guard with the full groups inside his base, so I can have the reserve, you know. So that's the best thing scenario. So now let's see. Not sure how long did I talk about this topic. I just want to make sure that I have read long enough until it gets boring and he say that he do not want to wait any longer for me to speak finish, to kill his base, you know, so I can kill some of his troops. So I can take some time to read some of the command, you know, relax, not going to rush, because he's the one to worry when I'm going to kill him. I'm not the one who worry about when I'm going to kill him. I just want to play around with his mind and say that, okay, I want to try about 5 to 10 minutes going to kill him, or maybe I can kill him now, or I can kill him 2 hours later, you know. So he have to be the one to think about whether he want to waste, he want to use our allies to get out of his situations, or he want to cancel off his troops to let me kill, or he just offline and do nothing, you know. So that's the situations. Let's do an emoji. If he's online, he give me a reply, then I know he's online, so I can wait another 2 hours maybe, you know. So sometimes you are playing with these online and offline players, you doesn't really know whether they are online or offline. But if you are not the side that going to rush anything, basically you do not need to clear them instantly. And I aware some of the people that saw their base almost die, they just move out all of their troops from the base. If you see that kind of situation, the best thing you do is try to stop, attack their base, so their base still standing there, and all of their troops moving out from the base, you can start to kill them. And if he try to move back to the base, then you can kill the base and kill the troops. So of course you're not going to kill the base and let the enemy troop move away, so he can relocate, you can't reach any of them. That's the situations. So the same name, you can see I do a lot of time to kill him. Some of the time kill some of the troops. It's already before. even though I take the process very long, but I achieved the things like without any loss. So I will say it's very good result. Now I try to keep his pace. Hopefully I can catch him off guard and kill one or two of his troops. Like now I can kill his troop, you can see. Even though one or two of my troops die, I don't really care, and luckily it didn't. And I catch him off guard that is offline. From the online player asked me to attack him and he came offline. So now I 100% catch him off guard and kill whole of his group that worth about 5 million reserve and military fund. So this is what the things that you can do. When you know that you can catch the enemy off guard, I just do it very quick, and out of suddenly all the things that I can kill, I just kill them all. And yeah, that's the things that you try to do when you try to gain the point from this battleground events, this combat field. So now I want to from this side move to this side. It's not a very hard process to do, but what is the things that blocking me is that if I'm moving from this side to this side to kill this guy, as somehow someone airlift somewhere here to block me and try to kill me, then that is the problem, because I do not want to waste another airlift just to get out of that situation. And my base blocked by the block. This rock, well, not going to let my base deploy. So here I have two options. One, I can move from this side to this side, but if I move from this side to this side, enemy can jump over here and set up the base, then I cannot set up my base, I have to move back to this side. If I from this side to this side, I have to move around here. If anyone try to jump in here and block me, I might have situations and something problem. But I can move my air force somewhere here first. Right? So first thing first, you are in enemy territory, so enemy can jump to you anytime. Even though it's a very weak enemy, as long as they can block you to deploy your base, they are successfully to kill you, definitely. So what you want to do is you want to understand where you can set up your base. You can use this value to understand this is the only area that I can set my base to siege this enemy. So I want to from point A to point B. So is this during the point A and point B, the middle is the important part of anyone jump in and kill me. So what I should do is all my and press press go. Let's just go here. If there were any nearby, they won't attack them. So press attack. And the best is you have all of them at the same time moving, and your base is because my troop is on this middle side. So if anyone try to jump middle here, my troop will start to fight instead of moving together with this truck. So your enemy jump in can have upper hand to attack you first. But now you can see all my troop is standing here. If anyone try to jump and block me, my troop will start to attack that. So if anyone try to jump here and try to block my deploy, I can put my base somewhere here, whatever. Right. So that's the situations that you should always have your troop, have your army ready to attack and ready to fight, instead of ask them to move, So now I have my base deployed. I can press auto attack and press them to go back into my base to be very safe.
Commander, our garrison will defend us. Commander, our garrison will defend us.
You told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? You told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting? I don't like to talk crap. As I said, shells don't have eyes. I don't like to talk crap. As I said, shells don't have eyes. As I said, shells don't have eyes. I will drink from their skulls.
My mercy is rare. Revenge is near.
You told me this would be rock and roll. Is the world after the war gonna be so exciting?
Hey guys, welcome back. So just try to say that welcome that T3Z to the JCVD, and also aware that please do the chat to me. So I will do a I'm sorry that I didn't react in time because this is that let's play up with this. Thank you very much for my channel, and I'll do my best to list all the videos and streams to watch them. And thanks for the support again. So now let's get back to the puppet builds that I have. Killing this guy. So this guy is about 38 on 1 power, and his event is 1 and plus medium 10 under, and then super heavy. So definitely he can do my super heavy if I stand there too long. But there's no any other options for this my base to relocate. But this is about 1 grade away that I can attack. It's not very far from him, so I can still stand. But if you're aware that the last setting that I have basically is not the best siege officer that I have, so it's better that I can swap now, just to make sure that I have the best siege setup. Always gonna find the correct stuff. So now I have almost the best officer. Then you can aware one of the problems is this Percy and this Red Mary. No, it's because of such is 200 level. The other one is 110. So I would want to Percy 1002 skill damage plus another 8%, so that all my extra buff of this firepower. The second one I can basically put this battle But you can see the gun will choose only 8,000 to attack and not anything else because this is only buff attack and penetration is not on this trees. Only one skill is working and all of the skills not working at all. But I can put this 1,002 plus this 12% of attack extra. This one is not working on archery, it's only working on infantry. So that's the things that I should swap because this close battle or this siege. So I do not really need the combat officer for that. So I can just do this swap. So the skill damage will be increased much more better with this kind of setting. And my fighter is already on his stations. Basically can be more close by my base. The more closest, the more that the enemy try to engage with my fighter. My base was power. If stay too far, the enemy can kill my fighter that without touching my base. That's the things. And now let's do all-in attack to siege this guy. So once the line become a bow line of red, then you can kill. And you can also see that one of the archery is moving, it's not attack instantly. So from the second time we try to do that, basically we can do one, and I'm using one very close setup is wrong. That's why I have one super heavy die because when some of the archery moving from this side out, you have to move another grade, become a smaller one, and I have to wait for it to steal. Then that's why I super heavy die. That's why the correct setting is the one that you should always have. Since this archery that have Anthony can have 5 grade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. So can be stand on this side, so not to let any other archery get too far away. And my resources truck is coming back, so I have to wait for my resources truck to back and do the correct resources before I do a second attack. So let's check any attack just to make sure that anything else is important. I don't see anything else. And the enemies are getting away from this area. It's very funny that they abandoned the CC, and this side is continuously repairing the CC. Our ally is not doing anything yet. So here we saw one of the strong guys with no HP. Nothing too much to worry about it. Let's check who's still in this. So basically you can see there's 100 million guys get inside Moscow, get inside Moscow on this city. Not everyone on the city, everyone else is inside Moscow. You can see that's city name. So just make sure that here is not here. And like this one is very low. Always so since I can kill this one, that's the setup. So something like this might work. Something like this will work. Both of them got back instantly, and then my super also can get away. But remember to press the all buttons to select all of them so they can retreat at the same time, not going to left anyone wrong. So now attack. Every one of them is the same. So you can press this comparison button. Again, so you can see some losses, but it's because of the game lagging that I have no chance to run until I refresh. The game is not responding. mean, this cutting is very open, so there's a lot of stuck or lagging. Nothing much we can do. That's why I try to wait for this game to be more stable to do more videos, because sometimes I did the videos before. It's not very until now. This game after that, I think it takes. Let's do another round. Back. Try to get away. We're still losing one super heavy. That no chance that I can run away with that. But that is okay because I still kill off one guy. Maybe he's a little bit stronger than the previous guy. Basically, I can set up something like this. Yeah. So you can see if I set up something like this, here we have an open space for this super heavy to run. By the time this super heavy want to retreat, there's no this archery blocking him, so you can get back to the base almost instantly. That's why sometimes you try not to block your own troops for them to get back to the base, because your troop might block and let others die. Right, so let's get to the other round. So this time I can just drag my super heavy to the other side. So once my super heavy having a second charge, but enemy also die. So whatever with that, let's kill whatsoever that we have. It's so funny that this guy can shoot my archery, but not very concerned about that. So we have finished off one target. So I'll go for the other target. Somehow I lost one literally. That's very funny. Should not happen. And this CC start to build 17 hours because of the last guy that on the other side. So have to be very careful on this transferring from one side to the other side, because if anyone try to jump now, I can't set up the CC, then there is a problem. That's why I always try to move around whatever that my truck can be set up CC. I mean set up my command center instead of just moving. And then you can see I also try to use this auto attack to let them move. So anyone try to jump in now, then I might have a chance to kill them. And if you just have a sense that someone almost want to jump to you, you can just stop at the middle side. You do not need to go all the way until the destination. You can just now set up, so because you feel someone want to jump to you, you just set up your base and stand there a while. Not to worry about that. Else you want to be go to the enemy side as soon as possible. If not, then you can just stand a while and let your troops heal some of their HP. We have air drop. Okay. So I feel safe again. I can move again. Yeah, this area is okay. So let's move here. Otherwise, here is okay. So let's try on this side whether this base is working. I think it's working. Otherwise, I can move to the left side here. So you can see the command center blocked by archery. I hate this kind of setting that you are blocked by our own army. But that should be count as one of our own mistakes, so no, not too worry about that. So I'm not rushing to kill this guy. It's because of enemies trying to build this CC. So I try to ask them, you know, come over and kill me. Instead of I try to kill them. I don't think they will do that because they already abandoned this CC. I think so. So let's wait no longer to kill this guy now. You can see I can move my super heavy from here to here to become facing the enemy to their front. So let's do the attack. We'll try to do the instantly attack to the command center. So this guy I can do 100% siege without losing anything. So that is okay for me. Basically the event is almost done. I mean for the bunker event. That's why I try not to do the bunker event now. I not break things. So I can save my energy. This one wiping out ravens. So I'm not going to do this and do this. So I can at least get this. Instead of both of them also get nothing. Press the wrong things. If I clean it out, it for me. So you can see my battle events. This guy is hitting this 275 million power point. But I hopefully that the next 2 weeks that no one having this kind of crazy point because I do not want to go up too much. I think around 200 points is 200 billion points. Okay. So also from the one it moves 500 million points. So that is a little bit crazy because with this kind of point, if you win 2 times of the battleground events, not going to waste here too much. But some of the second and the third guy also try to get 250 million points just to get extra about 60 or 45 30 this huntsman. Basically, I really max my huntsman, so I'm not going to get something like that. So I just aim to win the event instead of win the monster one. So let's move here and attack again. Try to get back. You can see now this guy is online. He killed my archery. So finally I can show something about this 3-1 setup. Just to make sure that this 3-1 is okay, but also change the setup of my PvP mode. Finally, I have some one-on-one, and this guy somehow get online directly, so it's good for me. To fight someone online, and please not going to offline too earlier because I need to wait for my troops to get back 100%. And he have 4 groups only, not 5. So 100% this guy is online and he play very aggressive, I would say. But it's not an issue to me, so I can still kill him. You can see that I will just prepare. When it's come up, I will just retreat, just to make sure my things is retreat and not going to let him kill anything. But my standby archery is still there. Definitely I can kill something if they come out, but the base will kill me if the case stay too near. That's why I have to get away now. So this guy also understanding how the base work. But instead of that, he killed nothing from me. So the difference is there. So you can see that then enemy on this defensive mode, I think he also quite good. Just to put archery to tell me that he's online, he's waiting for it. So if you are not rushing to kill the enemy, try not to be panic and rush to do anything. try to be very patient and try to be look at it, what you should do at the correct timing. You can gain advantage. Since this guy is already here, if I move somewhere here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can definitely hit him. So my 5 grade will work. But the problem is that if I try to trade off with him, so my archery might die, and he might do an all-out, just to kill my archery. So that is not good things to do. But what happens if I try to do this? I move my super heavy here, I have super heavy to another grade and to another grade. So this guy might try to say that he can attack. Now he attacked my super heavy, but my archery aiming him. But somehow he still attack 1. That's okay, it's fine, as long as he's not going to die. Please aim my super heavy, I will aim his archery, so he somehow trade off. That's very weird things that. But now I kill him off. That's how you can do the things, because I still charging and he's not really charging. But my super heavy is on the field. Yeah, so if any tank come out, basically I can kill him, don't worry. And I have more support to kill him. Definitely I can win than he think that I can't. So definitely there's something that I can do now. So now I try to attack his face just to put more pressure, I also have to press O just to make sure that when I done the attack, I should always go back in. And he somehow kill off some of my archery, but let's wait for the report and see what exactly the report tells us on this trade-off. I'll also try to train back. Now finally we have the report, and you can see that I die about 24 and he died about 98. That's the trade-off. Yep, so my archery standing there actually kills some of the enemy's troops. Not sure what's that, but at least something is better than nothing. So remember that if enemy base is activated right now it's still activated, so you try not to move anything out, just to let him continuously to activate his base. That is the worst thing you want to do. So now I can move again. When I put super heavy out, the enemy will say that this pressure that I put. So I have some pressure to him, and here I have another pressure for him. And this thing that he can fight, I can just do another things that let my archery to heal back some HP, not going in too hard until all of my troops have 100% HP, then I can take the fight again. Because I wear his archery just 2.3 million, my archery is about 4 million, so definitely can win him, no problem. But of course, try not to do too much mistake. And other things that I have advantage because I'm doing a live stream, so I can drag a longer time to fight him until he gets offline. Because he might rush to somewhere, maybe at lunchtime, finish, maybe he working hours, maybe he sleep. But if not, it's still okay. We're having a fair fight. But I just tell that you have your advantage if you can drag a longer time to fight. But of course, this is an enemy territory. If I drag a longer fight, enemy might try to jump 2 or 3 guys come here and fight you about 2 to 1 or 2 to 1, something like that. So you also be aware. Definitely it's not a main issue, so I can try to attack again. Because I have to be very aggressive to kill that enemy. Otherwise he will attack because I'm the big guy. He is a lower power guy. 100% he will try. Then I didn't see the archery from below that is trying to hit me. It's one of the mistakes because something is very blocked. If the wheel on the top I can see, but he did a good job to kill one of my archery. Instead, my offline doesn't really do anything, so I should put my offline somewhere that can cover the area. Somewhere here, cover better area, and I let him kill because I put him far away just now. So that is one thing that I learned. It's good to learn that. It's always good experience that you find someone skillful and have knowledge of the game, so they did something better or something good, so you learn one or two things from each other, and we can improve our game together. Even though this low power guy, so I'm having some of the problems. I mean, not very easy to kill him off, even though I take off about 30% or 35% of base HP, but I start to having some loss. I have no loss from first stage. So now I try to do a second chance to attack, but I aware that he's very active to kill me. That's why I can do another things that do like this. Now I do another setup is 2-2-1. So this setup is basically two of the strongest archery that I have, and with of the super heavy. I just use the most lowest archery to siege. The other two strongest one will do a counter attack. When I hit them back, I have to be very careful with that. So now enemy do another things that actually this is the very worst thing to do, because I'm not doing a swarm. So you move out all your troops and move it back. Basically, it just delay all your troops shootings cooldown, and their skill will be reset. Because each time you have a skill preset already, you move inside the base, you will become reset. If you often doing this kind of thing, all the times you will just reset your skill, then you have no skill to kill your enemy. So basically, he just let me kill an empty base just now, that I have no pressure, until the red line M to my archery, that I just get it back, so I have no pressure and nothing lost. So that is not a good thing to do. The good thing to do is still try to snipe the archery, but it's the best thing he can do. Basically is that when I have a setup, he can always put the strongest tank out to the field to attack my archery because it's very nearby. Then he can put archery to attack my archery because I can't react fast enough. So his tank basically take off the damage from my archery that is offline. Then his archery can kill my offline archery. That is the best defense that basically he can do. I'm not sure whether he will do or not, so I try to take him off now, because I'm not trying to let him do a lot of things to kill me. I will lose one or two super heavy because I hit the things a little delay, but not a main problems. So now I just lose one super heavy because I have delay, but it's fine because I continuously put some pressure and kill some of his HP. You can see his HP going down. So continues this process, 100% he will go down, and I'm not losing too many things that I should have. And you can see with the different setup now, he can put up his archery to snipe my archery. Let's do another try. This time I put on my super heavy first, just to make sure that he won't snipe me or do anything surprise. We will do to the super heavy first instead of kill my archery. So now I can do this just to make sure that he shoot my archery. That's fine, not very worried about that. So now I do this. Too bad. That 100 and skill. I'm not going to let him skill me.
It was awesome.
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
Your troops are ready.
Honor isn't in hospital. Man fleet's low. Trust them. I am.
You know, I do another things that hopefully this might work.
Trust them. Let's rock and roll.
So you see, I'm holding my best actually. If you try to do a snipe, I'll do that as well, but not that, just to trade. This is another technique that you can use. It's the same technique that the defense side having the same advantage, because if I just put my archery somewhere outside the base, basically my archery is having a 0 recharge of the skill, and I'm not resetting the cooldown. But if I do something like this, put outside of my base and then I drag it just to make sure enemy come up, then I can pop it to the enemy. One of the good things is that my archery also charging the skill. So if enemy try to do the skill spam to my archery, basically I can skill spam back to him. Instead of I stand there, then I need to wait about 8 seconds to have my skill. So the enemy basically just kill you off already. That's the difference. But playing this kind of style is very hard to play and very skillful. You need to react almost instantly, just to make sure that nothing is going to be wrong and mistake. Because when you are hitting and attacking the enemy base, and then you swap target and back to the enemy base, then you will reset your own skill. That's why you should always try to go out. If you miss it, you have to always retreat, not take the chance to attack. So now let's do it again, and I'll always put my archery to the front just to make sure that I took my highest archery on the front just to make sure that I can kill the enemy. Because this enemy also having a 5 rate. If I put others archery on the front, the archery just let the enemy kill without a counter attack because it's too far away. So now the enemy also try to be very aggressive. You can see he put his tank out, put his archery out, so also try to be aggressive.
Our garrison will defend us.
So since it's very like do the things that like that, so I will just let my archery to heal back some of the HP. Yeah, see my archery is healing. So then my archery is supposed to be okay already, so let's attack the ribbon and also resources.
Any more shells?
Yep, so I can move my archery somewhere here and also move my super heavy tank. So now my archery basically is charging skill and some cooldown already. And let me try to set that.
Don't push me. Let's rock and roll.
Our garrison will defend us.
I'm not sure why my things get back and not trying to attack. It's very weird, but that's fine. Alright, so I gained some advantage. Enemy moved 1 grade away from the base, so I definitely can kill him faster than he can run away. So let's kill this one. So he killed one troop that I think one troop, and try to come up. I suddenly kill him because I have a skill charge ready, so he doesn't have that. So I will just activate his base and try to attack. Yep, he do the trick, so I have to retreat.
Our garrison will defend
It was
us.
awesome.
So his buyback is archery. I know his defense is very weak now. So basically I can continuously to attack him to put more pressure like this. So he have to continuously to do that, and I can continuously to do this.
Defender.
So I can always get a free hit, 1 or 2, you know. So it's okay to continuously do this, and you continuously do that. Yep, and collect resources. And I still continue to do this. Actually my spell also quite low on HP, and he tried to activate back his base. He's quite a smart guy, but in the end he can't kill anything from me. I'm not too worried about that.
Our garrison will defend us.
So just now I just try to put more and more pressure to his base. That's why he also try to do something to defend it and give him a little bit panic time. So I wait for his base to deactivate. Now his base is deactivated, so I can definitely attack it and put some of my troops, and he do the trick. Basically I can do this one, do this one. So you can see I'm losing some of my archery, but I still trade off with some of skill, and he also go down a little bit more. That's why this is not the very best options. That's why how I always try to blow up all my troops. But you know, I try to play a different style sometimes just to see how every style or every skill set having different outcome and understanding which one is better than the other one. Definitely this one is good because I kill one group of his archery and some of his tank as well. Also aware how I change my setup because I want to play a different style. So officer setup is not one set for all-in-ones. You have to always try to swap them during what is the situation that you are in.
Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll.
Our garrison will defend
And
us.
somehow he killed about 3 of my user, and I just paid off some of his base HP, so no big deal there. But I think the best thing for me to do now is try to kill the whole of his group, but to have that is very hard to do because if I kill him now, he can instantly relocate now. Then I waste all my effort to kill nothing but his base that can be recovered in 10 to 12 hours. So to achieve that, I can basically wait a little bit while, just let him chill, you know, and no need to really worry about him at this hour. I can just look at other people fight. So here we can see 3 XYT again. Then I can also take a look about others battlefield, just make sure any actions that I can take a look. Nothing much actually, but this side having a lot of enemy. The white one is supposed to be enemy, but that is none of my business because I'm not there. Where the XYT already there somehow, and some of the XYT also there, so we have a team already engaged, so I don't really need to go there. Then we have this Moscow continuously burning these server ones. You see, I think I did a very good job to hang over this about 1 day something. Yeah, because we start to burn it on Saturday, today Sunday, about 1 day. So nothing much crazy. Factories, our factories are almost open. So there's the things that we're looking forward to. So it's no longer 24 hours, about 16. Yeah, hours. So let's change that to 16 hours. The other one will change it to 16. Just to make sure everyone get notice. It's 16 hours, not 24, because the time will go down to the cooldown. So after the arm factories will be the black house, and that's all for the Moscow. Nothing very crazy going on. And this corner we try to clear up, and you see all the enemies is already cleared up by XYT. No more anyone can stand inside this corner because it's competitive. So everyone's just asking for point. So this NRD they try to kill. You see here, but also by hereby you can see a lot of CCCR. They continuously press this NRD, and NRD just build the CC middle of this CCCR from server 2. So nothing much crazy, and the TH from this server 1 also got removed by TFG server 3. Other than that, nothing much from server 1 they want to try and do. They just all withdraw from Moscow and back to the server instead of try to stay in Moscow. So not sure this guy getting offline or not, but no, I'm rushing to him because not needed to do that. And this side we have 3 XYT also not doing a lot of things. I think that maybe. So this Nicole, he tried to do this place, maybe easy job alone. Let's see what he tried to do there.
Remember to take your weapons when you are dying, or Valhalla won't accept you. battling.
Trust them. Awesome. Don't push me.
Commander, our garrison will defend us.
I am working on it. Don't disturb me.
Commander, our garrison will defend us. Commander, our garrison will defend us.
This is only an appetizer. Trust them.
Commander, our garrison will defend us. Commander, our garrison will defend us.